rapping like this and like sitting down and recording, I would have been doing that before when I used to rap. I think I stopped rapping because
You had to stand
I
up.
wasn't doing that. Yeah.
You lazy. I'm about to say, nigga, what? Because you ain't want to stand.
It's crazy.
Nah, this brings a different element to it.
But is your diaphragm like not fully whatever if you sitting
but
down?
That's
you
what
gotta
they used to
think,
say,
you're
like,
not
yo,
singing.
stand up so you could.
Yeah.
And I'm
I know
like,
what you're saying. But you're not singing though, so I want to see what the.
You not singing. You ain't no singer.
So,
I just peep mad rappers be
Roll?
sitting down and recording now. I'm like, you lucky bastards.
do what you want when you popping. Oh, we good?
What?
Would you like to do an intro?
Oh. All right. Well, welcome to ADD Podcast Losers. Thanks for coming. Well, you're not losers. You're winners because you're here with me. Feel me? We in this bitch. What's up? What's Happy New Year and shit? It is 2024. 2024 better be jumping because 2023 was giving real ghetto vibes. It's like, there was some pockets of joy, like, oh, it's shit lit. And then God be like, yeah, I got you right now. It was very humbling. It was a very humbling year. And I don't.
Could be worse than 2020.
It's going to be more of that in
I don't know. I just feel like I don't need any more lessons. I am quite the scholar. I'm good. Just bring on the joy and the dollars. Because that's what niggas need right now.
What's the lessons you've took from 2023?
Boundaries. For sure. Less oversharing. Learn to shut the fuck up. And also do whatever the fuck you want. That's another thing. Do what you want
when you popping. What about you? What are some lessons you've taken from 2023?
Don't do what you want.
What?
Don't do what you want because then you do some shit and you like, oh, why the fuck did I do that?
I mean, I guess that's if you always just been like, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna do whatever, and then do it and like, maybe I shouldn't do what I want. But I feel like I wasn't always. I wasn't always like that.
I mean, hey, but I know for me that was a lesson. Or 2023. Hey, bro, it's been the same type of same lessons repeating itself. So
that means you ain't learn it.
Right. So other people, y'all pay attention to the patterns. And if shit ain't changing, it's like you clearly gotta clear something else up.
I can see
Change
that.
something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Facts.
My lesson has become gratitude.
Oh yeah, that too.
I'm working on that too.
I've learned to be thankful. Being thankful has made life, it's a lot better when you look at it from different lenses, So if you look at it from a shitty lens, it'll be shitty.
Aight.
It'll be profound, wasn't that? Aristotle couldn't spit that.
Relatively early on into the year, I mean, it's still fake early, like in the month, I was like, yo, I'm gonna stop complaining. And anytime I feel the urge to complain about something, I'll find something else to be grateful for. Like I was in the gym the other day, sufferation. Okay? I was dying in there. I was like, oh my God. I look at my trainer. I'm like, yo, do you hate me? Because why I got to do this? As a matter of fact, thank you, God, for the endurance. that I can actually do this. That I physically am able, even though it hurts.
It burns.
Yo,
like
yesterday, son, I felt a different kind of pain. I said, nah, this ain't never hurt like this. What are we doing? What is different? I want abs by midnight. That shit go crazy. Ew, come on.
You want abs?
Yeah, nigga.
I don't know.
The way that my trainer was putting the work on, he's like, all right, then you're gonna do this, then you're gonna do that. I said, I said, I better have abs.
Careful what you wish for, nigga.
I want to be strong. As fuck.
I got you. So, let me ask y'all something. Y'all cool any of y'all exes?
No.
That's interesting you asked. That's crazy, bro. That's really fucking crazy that you asked that. Because I was going to, ask somewhat,
similar?
Is it cool to not necessarily an ex, but still entertain a person that y'all got a vibe, but the person is still too either too crazy, too negative, too toxic, whatever.
It's kind of like, well, do you want that around?
Some people know how to compartmentalize.
And
it's like we're not in a serious commitment, so I know when I
can you
just but sometimes you need to just cut it off, right? Sometimes you just need to cut it off.
I don't think you can compartmentalize a relationship. You got to take the entire
disassociate rather.
But
kind of could
in a relationship. You think?
I'm saying we not in a relationship.
No, but but I'm thinking. Are you progressing? That's what I'm assuming.
No, I mean,
there's a progression.
Meaning
is
like,
that where you want to keep
we
it?
not progressing, but we still entertaining something that's of that sort. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck him.
See that? I knew you would say some shit like that. But it's kind of similar to the same concept of entertaining a ex, because something clearly happened that made that person an ex, and it's kind of like, all right, if it's an ex, you shouldn't be fucking with them at all anyway. You know what I mean? So, but sometimes we entertain things, it ain't going nowhere. It ain't necessarily a good person, a good match, but still some type of
some people be like they need something to do, or some people are just like never alone.
Leaping pad to the next.
That's exactly what it is now. People just be escaping shit, and they need companionship in the moment because they can't really handle being in solitude.
Yeah, my nephew told me that. My nephew said I can't stand to be alone.
So you know what I mean? All these serial dating motherfuckers. Serial dater.
I've never experienced that. Like,
when's the longest you've been single, bro?
Shit. I mean, single like years, but like
not dealing with a single person, just you and yourself.
Shit, that was never by choice. So I can't even tell you.
But what's the longest though?
I don't know, cause like I was always I was searching for the next one in between, so I couldn't even tell you. So it might have felt like years when it probably was like a week.
Nah, you're sick.
I knew you was gonna say that, son.
Oh my God, it's been like 2 years, nigga. It's Tuesday.
I ain't have no sex. I have no sex.
I had sex all year.
Yeah,
nigga, it's still January.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
But I was saying that, I mean, like, I've come to think. So this is like the thing of like gratitude. Why I bought it, like the gratitude thing. I was cool with a couple exes, or I've had like things in my head like I can be cool with a couple exes, until a couple of them like completely froze me out, or like did some like foul shit. You get what I'm saying? And then I think I was like trying to switch my mind framing and thinking, you know what? That's God probably just like, you gotta learn how to get rid of the past. I'm not good at that. I don't like change.
I don't know that very many people do. You just have to roll with the punches.
Yeah, I see that, and I'm a type of person like the only way to get me to not fuck with you if we had something like that, like a relationship or something like that, is like you gotta do something grimy to me.
I was gonna say. Many people don't like change, but it's also like you hurt yourself more by resisting.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. Yeah, going against the grain.
Because, like, in our subconscious, because change is uncomfortable, the human mind always goes to what's the most comfortable. So it's like, even if that's not going to the gym, or it's like,
you're hurting yourself. You're gonna pay for it one way or other. You might as well, let your trainer bust your ass, or end up at the cardiologist talking about, God damn, that's a lot of cholesterol, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? So it's one
gripping your chest.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? So
grippy
your chest, like Fred Stanford.
My soul.
That's the same shit, man.
Oh my God.
Do you guys have any resolutions?
That was Red Fox right there.
Well,
it might have been.
just to stop complaining.
Yeah, resolution stuff. That's a fly one. That's a fly shit.
To stop complaining. It's been hard though. I be having to catch myself like, ooh, you complaining. I'm like, my bad, God.
I know you Haitian. You just
as long as you're working on it. Mindful of it, but yeah, just being more mindful of what I'm giving and putting my energy to and what I'm consuming. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that. That makes sense. I think my resolution is to just be grateful, man. I think like my life isn't bad. My life is not bad, and comparisons has made it shit. You understand what I'm saying? Holding on to
What did they say? Comparison is the
thief of joy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Joy.
Comparisons have made my
And
life
pain.
shit. And what you call it? That's what
That's a big two.
But yeah, that and you know, just like holding on to shit. You know what I think has been like I've really am proud of myself about. I've learned how to process. I seen you put something on your shit, process and don't suppress.
Yes.
I seen you post.
Shout out
that.
to J.R. Youssef. He said that.
Yeah, that shit hit me. You get what I'm saying? Cause I feel bad. I allow myself to feel bad. I allow myself to feel like shit. You know what I'm
So I
saying?
feel like the more that you try to suppress things, it just kind of like piles up.
It
And then after a while, it's kind of like you hate everything because it's like you just didn't allow yourself to feel so many different times. It could have been like throughout the week. And then it's like you get to Saturday and you antisocial, you don't talk on the phone, everything pisses you off. It's kind of like you didn't process any of the other things, feelings you felt early in the week. Sometimes people don't even know how to process joy. Like they'll be like, damn, like there's so, like you just overwhelmed by what you feel.
That's a weird thing. Processing joy is weird, man. I don't know. It might be me. Processing like I have a very hard time accepting like random bouts of joy, like being surprised with good shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Because you're so used to bad shit.
Yeah, or
You'll
if
never just like
anything
be out
good-
and be like, I'm having so much fun right now. Like the realization, like I'm having bad fun right now.
No, the look at how
Really?
we identify.
That sounds like the overall black
Yeah,
experience.
yeah,
So
yo.
like that's like
The shit that the shit that fuck
kinda
me,
all
when it's
of us.
random. Yeah, when it's random, that shit it feels like a setup. Like I can accept like
man, that sounds like
You
some
live
bad
with
star shit.
impending doom.
Like when usually
Yeah, if you're
impending
used
doom.
to unfavorable outcomes.
remember when we used to do a lot of events and shit like that. I used to feel most uncomfortable when everything was going correct. That's when she used to have to tell me all the time, like, calm down, it's good, relax. I worked really well. I always thought
But that's-
when shit was falling apart. Like I could always be like, you know what, put that there,
That's
put that
overwhelming.
there, let's fit this together and everything. You know, make shit come together and make shit work. But when I planned correctly, we've made a little money, everything is good, the drinks is flowing and shit like that. That's when I'm at my most nervous. You get what I'm saying? Like our first sneaker links, everything went well, and I promise you that entire night I was just in my mind like, when is this other shoe going to fucking fall, bro? I promise you.
That's
You're not
not
wearing
good.
That's not good.
It's
That's
not
not
fun
good because that
to-
creates your reality. You know what I'm saying?
That's- yeah,
Your
that's
thoughts
what I
create
was-
your reality.
It does.
Whether
It
you
does.
are aware of it or not, because it's
It does. I've learned that through. I've been affirming a lot.
Oh, shit, nigga! I done been through a lot of the repetition and things happening and wondering why. I think a lot of times we abuse ourselves in our mind by thinking nothing good will happen or waiting for something bad to
It's
happen.
like
and shit.
It don't be. I don't think nothing good can happen.
But
I just don't think random good things happen. That's the thing. Like anything good that I feel happened to me, I feel like I have to work for. I have to grind.
Do you
get
do
out the
random
mud.
good things?
Huh?
Do you do random good things?
course
Like
I do
random
random-
acts of kindness?
I do random acts of kindness all the time.
So
All the
then why are
time.
you surprised when things come back around to you?
Because I control myself.
But that's
You get
part
what
of
I'm
it.
saying?
You put out good, so you receive good. That's how.
Might not be
the-
immediate, but
but right.
You know what? Right.
He just
It do
never
be
thought
right.
about
You know
it
what?
that
Like
way.
you know, like yeah, for a fact. Like I said, it's the lens and it's to when you look at it. Because you know, you know when you've been down to your last and you know something just like randomly be. But at that point, you'd be so desperate. It'd be like I didn't even care fuck how it happened. It happened. You
I'm
understand
not
what
gonna
saying?
hold you.
Yeah.
There been some times niggas been down bad,
Yeah,
and I be like,
something-
damn, how I'm finna make it to the. But
And something come
somehow,
true, something come
Yeah,
true.
something.
somehow, I always it's just enough for all of a sudden somebody be like, yo. I need an order of 15 candles. I'm like, do you? I could do that.
Matter
like,
of fact,
you know,
yeah, somebody hit me, be like, "Yo, I need
Something,
this energy. What's up?"
kind of like you said about the lens. I heard it just this morning, where he was given like this. I don't know if you want to say parable, but something where he was talking about how like there's a woman who's always like looking at her neighbor and complaining of like, oh, the neighbor's putting their laundry up to dry outside. Of like, oh, her clothes are always so dingy. It's so dingy. Why does she keep washing these dingy clothes? And then one day she's like, oh, well, the clothes seem really bright today. Her husband was like, that's because I got up early this morning and cleaned the window. So it's kind of like you seeing her stuff look like that because we're looking out of a dirty window. And then once you clear your lens, clear your vision, it's not even that deep. It's not like that at all. So I was like, damn, hold on.
That actually does make some sense. So for a semblance of sense.
Shout out to Joel Osteen. He said that shit this morning. He said that joint this morning. I was like, hold on, Jesus. I hear you. Heard it.
That's a fact. Listen, I'm learning to accept that, man, and just trying to figure out how to make it like a part of my everyday thing, my subconscious, instead of having to necessarily be conscious of it. How to just make it part of my subconscious, where it's just there already. You know, like today is going to be a good day, and I don't have to tell myself that. I wake up feeling like it's going to be a good day. I don't necessarily wake up feeling like it's going to be a shitty day.
You're not going to feel like that all the time,
right,
though.
I was about to
say, it won't be, even
possible. When
you get to a point where you feel like you mastered it, some days you're going to be like, damn, it's a ghetto time, but we here. Like,
actually, once you start taking on that path, more things are going to be thrown at you to test you to see if you can keep on that positivity.
Another thing I heard from another pastor. This was like 2 days ago. He was saying like,
in church.
Where's she
he was like, when you are asking for certain
a lady
things.
soul moment. She just
Shout out to Pastor Marion Hall. No, he was like, when you are asking for certain things, or you're asking for like the patience and stuff, or you're asking, he's like, you're going to be faced with adversity on purpose. Like, this really what you want? So practice that. I'm giving you the chance to show me that this is what you're trying to do. This is what you can do.
Because life is so unfair.
For real. But yeah, I'm like, yo, because I think about like, oh, I don't think I have any patience. I want more patience. God be like, yeah, I'm going to test it every chance I get. And I just be like, all right, cool. I could do that.
I should have asked for no patience, God.
God, I don't want no patience.
That's exactly what I should have asked for.
Nah, son. It's hard out here. But
I wonder what would get thrown at you when you say something like that. Like,
yeah,
you know what
I want no patience.
What would be the test
And
to
then you
test
wait,
that?
like-
Just get mad. Just be abused. Everybody just running over you. And it'd be like, yeah, it's fine. This is
Cool.
quite okay.
No problem.
Exactly. You just
no
become
problem at all.
passive. Very, very passive. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I have an interview like in a stash, like locked up. That's gonna be on the next segment.
Stash.
Is my son Premium Pete from the Combat Jack show.
Combat.
Shout out to him. Rest in peace, Combat Jack. One of the inspirations. I always like to say, like, if he wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here.
This whole movement.
Yeah, exactly. So, gonna play some tunes. We're gonna jump into that. Yo, before I do, man, Settle Down Sundays, man. I wanna go. I love Lovers Rock,
Down like a lady.
and I love to hear you DJ. I just
Some
work Sunday
Barris.
night, and
I
it's
know.
fucking me up.
I know.
I really want.
sorry.
What is that like before we get out of here?
It's
what has it been like?
It's Settle Down Sundays every second Sunday of the month inside Lovers Rock. That's 419 Tompkins Ave in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. It's, real Brooklyn bashment type of vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Playing gal tunes.
Yeah, but we play a little bit of everything though. But that's what I remember Brooklyn parties being like. Even if it was, a dance hall party or whatever, niggas is playing everything, bro. So we just try to have that vibe. Music will play. Don't expect nothing. Just come vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Every
It's been building up.
And a beef patty.
Right. Yeah, they got patties there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In the summertime, we had the grill outside.
Remember when niggas really used to just party? It was just vibes. People didn't need no liquor. They didn't know nothing.
Yo, remember no sections, no.
Son, just
they
sweat.
They built
Just sweat and tunes.
They built a new club where everything is a section. I said, this is a fucking restaurant.
That's
It's a
crazy.
restaurant.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Where's the dance floor?
That's crazy.
Where's the dance floor?
2024, we bringing back those vibes. Don't worry.
Yeah,
but
we-
this Friday we had on Deluxe Flux. I mean, this shit probably.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
coming out next week.
Yeah, but either way,
Yeah, but what
saying
you
look out for
what
the
did
sound
you do?
bullies.
What
what
did you do?
Huh?
I was saying, what did you do? Because that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, we had the Sound Bullies party at Deluxe Flux. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Josh, Critical Toddy, my man Giant. You know what I'm saying?
I'm happy for you, man, because you said you thought you had been aged out. You still feel that way?
It's a few people out there that know my work, know what I do, and they still have faith in me, and we still in good standing. So they try to make shit happen. So
That's a fact. So, what you go? What does a new good DJ sound like? I don't know. I don't know what young. I don't see too many young up and coming.
From what I hear of a lot of the new niggas, they play even more faster. Like it's a song, that song, remix, song. Like you know what I'm saying? But it's inspirational too though, because it's like y'all niggas is really like.
Are they at least getting to the good part? Because there's some DJs that like blah blah. Oh shit, it's lit, and it's about to get to the hook, and they switch the song.
That's what that's what I'm saying.
You're missing the best part.
That's what I'm saying. So it's different, but yeah, it's different crowds too. So some of those crowds don't even understand the concept of they used to hearing shit quick and 15-second TikTok type of.
Facts.
That's a terrible way to live. How do you get the
Like, let's go back to Webster Hall.
I try to bring. Speaking of, Deluxe Flux is right next to Webster Hall. So, but you know what I mean. In regards to what I do, that's what I attempt to still preserve. Like where DJs paste it, where
and that means
got to play a little bit.
Don't play the hits at the beginning of the night. Black ass niggas, I hate you.
I hate you.
Hate them niggas. Them niggas that play. Nigga, it is
Like,
grace. Another thing I learned is grace, man.
9:30,
Give people
nigga.
grace, man.
It's
Fuck
9:30. Why the fuck are you
Can't
playing?
even bad mind nothing.
You what the
son.
fuck, son? He's playing
That's
the number
another
one
thing
song.
you should do. Learn to give yourself more grace, because he has that grace.
Yeah.
Give people grace, but
I
you have to
was
give it
not
to
giving
yourself,
myself
too.
grace, and I wasn't giving people grace. So
Grace Anatomy.
I give grace.
Stupid. Shut up.
I just was watching that show. Her sister just died. So that sucked.
Sister?
Yeah.
What season is that?
This is season 8. There's like 22 seasons. I'm on season
No, I
8.
I don't
know.
think I
Is
ever
it
watched
22
that
or is it
shit.
like 18?
Maybe like 2 episodes.
No, it's
During COVID,
it's 19,
nigga, I was
it's
running
19
through.
on Netflix, but it's 22 that actually dropped.
I was running through them Grey's
Shonda
Anatomy
Rhimes ain't
episodes.
never ever going broke. Shout out to her. Shout out to that black
I just
woman.
want $1.
Yeah.
Let me get $1, Shonda.
Shonda is never going
Add a
broke.
few zeros though.
Yeah.
You know,
She eating forever off that one show.
I'm a teacher for the kids.
Alright.
Send me some money for the kids.
For the kids. 80 podcast, man.
It's fucking happening. It's happening.
Yeah. I wish all the niggas that don't really even fuck with me let it be known. So I stopped saying what's up and touching people's hands that don't even really fuck with me.
No introduction. Wine Danger's very own bubbly stuff. What's up?
World full of men, only a
So with
few
your
different.
self-titled debut album, Bubbly Stuff, set to drop in a few weeks. So can you just give the viewers like what inspired that album?
Shit, man. Shit like my life, like running around, standing shit, head, legs, busting straps, getting money on, fucking the baddest bitches, shopping at Dover, all type of shit. Like it's happening, bro.
Concrete jungle, strong survival. Here come your girl right here, yo.
You gonna give me $1, nigga? Like, fucking wrong with you? What type of bitch you think I am? Holla, for real? Yeah, I can't, cause you are. No, you only gave me $1. Yeah? You know what? Fuck
9 hammers in the club, we held the bounces down.
I told you last week I was dead fucking broke. Would you believe me? Would you believe me? Yeah. Yeah. If I told you this morning,
You know?
You think you could give me like $100 for my next?
Would you believe me? Yeah. Yeah. If she caught me cheating again and I told her, would she believe me? Would she believe me? Yeah.
All of that? All of that?
Smoking on that loud
I
with
bet.
my brain wet.
Now I got a blocker, man. Now I got a blocker.
Smoking on that loud with my brain wet. Don't be in front of that gun when I'm aiming. Okay. Smoking on that loud with my brain wet. Don't be in front of that gun when I'm aiming.
What's the word, man? It's your man Slap Shot You, man. I'm here and I'm excited, man. I've been doing this show for about 7 years now, and I think one of the inspirations for this show would not be here if it wasn't for this show. I have one of the co-hosts of one of my favorite podcasts, Combat Jack Show. Rest in peace to Combat Jack. But can you please introduce yourself so people let them know who you are?
Absolutely. Long live Combat Jack, Reggie Osse. I go by the name of Premium Pete. Thanks for having me. Thanks for even, acknowledging that, it's important that people kind of understand what came before so they could go forward. And I think it's important for the community to work together like that as well. That's why I'm even here. I know sometimes you might meet people outside and, they want to ask how many views you have and this or what you're doing and all that. But I think being able to kind of push the next people doing what you were doing even before, and make it better is always, I try to make sure that that's always done.
That is dope. So speaking of that, so what you just said, as far as the numbers and stuff like that, I met Reggie one time. I do believe it was at a party. It was either Cleverly Chloe and shout out to Shanae Curry. They had
Absolutely.
I think it was the in-house. That's Z, one of our co-hosts. He was the DJ for that, and I met him. I met Reggie there, and I expressed to him that I was a big fan of the show, and I had started my own show because of him. And he was like, "Oh, for real?" And he handed me his phone on a podcast app. He said, "Put it in, man," and subscribed to it right then and there. And I'm not sure if you've ever listened to an episode, but I think just they tell you don't meet your heroes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was such a dope experience, man, because he didn't have to show that type of love or anything like that. I just been, you meet some of your heroes and they wave you off, or they, it's he subscribed right then and there, and I always held that in super.
Nah, that's first of all, when I think it's important when you meet people to really, sometimes I think people come off the wrong way, and it could be for both ways. But I think if you could leave somebody with an impression, I think that was one thing that I really admired about Combat. He was always kind of when he seen you, we had similar personalities where he was kind of oh, dope hoodie, and it threw you off. A lot of times people come up to me and even be like, yo, man, I love what you're doing. I'm like, man, I love what you're doing. I think it's important to give that same energy you receive. It's important. I think he was that without speaking of it. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you guys are one of the originals, I think.
Yeah.
What I wanted to ask is were there any inspirations for you guys starting their podcast when you started?
I mean, there's so many, and first of all, shouts to everyone involved. A King, helping really put that all together in Dallas, Penn, and Chris Morrow later on, who came and really helped further everything, and Ben Hameen and Just Blaze, Matt Raz, etc. Everybody that was involved in the Combat Jack Show. I think everybody had different inspirations, but you look at Combat and you really say to yourself, this guy was, he did his homework like no other. He gave interviews that worried about, people's families and growing up. And, a lot of times you keep in mind, people came on Hot 97. It's buy my album. What's up? My new EP is out. It's understanding who your mother is, who your father is, and who your inspirations were, and some of your struggles. And really, in my opinion, humanizing people who were looked at like in a different world, like, you know, making people understand, yeah, oh shit, they eat honeycombs just like I eat honeycombs. And I think that was something special that he did a lot. I would say there's inspirations, and you know, there's so many different, like, first of all, he loved starring Buck Wild, and then you even think about, like, you know, when you go back and think about who his inspirations were, right? And you think about, like, making his own whack pack, and you think about how, you know, but then also being funny, being nerdy, being fun, but being cool, but being creative.
And wearing jorts.
You know, and yeah. And I think that he, you know, and at the end of the day, too, I think he lived, you know, being a lawyer, you're subjective to live a life, and I think he just got tired of it and believed in this podcasting space, you know, more than I could ever imagine. I'll tell you a quick story. Everything good? You know, I look at it like this. You know, one day years ago, and this is very early on. We had went to, and I said this before, but we went to a dinner. And there was a bunch of people sitting around the table, and people went around, hey, what do you do? I'm a CFO of this, I'm a CEO, this, I'm you know, I'm running this, I'm an agent. And then when it got to, like, me and Combat, it was Combat first, and I for sure was like, he's going to say he's a lawyer. You know what I mean? And he was like, oh, we're podcasters. And I swear to God, they didn't say it, but they're like, it kind of felt like it was like, oh, that's cute. and how's it going? He's like, oh, good. But what I'm saying is he's a lawyer, spent a lot of time. You know, he was, you know, him and rest in peace also to the legendary Ed Woods. You know, Osse and Woods, these lawyers were, you know, hip-hop really, you know, people that came in that knew the world. It wasn't just people, you know what I mean? And they, you know, and I just think he got burnt out and was like, kind of like, yo, I'm gonna really follow my dreams. So I'm glad that he was able to really do that and inspire other people. You know, like I was telling you before, man, you know, I wherever I go, man, I get people come up to me and thank me for that, or give a shout out. Maybe they were in high school or road trips or on planes they used to listen. And, you know, keep in mind, we're in a space that's very busy now. Everybody got a podcast. But even at that time, you know, for people to take the time, you know, I think that, you know, he's appreciated. So his voice, you know, and I think his presence. Yeah.
How did you guys like?
You know, Dallas Penn, you know, and you know, Dallas to me, and I want to say also about Dallas Penn, you know, I mean, I know, you know, you love him or you know, you don't get him or understand him. You know, he is a very good dude, and I think that he had the vision to see, you know, different people. So he put us together, you know, brought me up there, wanted me to, you know, help promote, and you know, I went up there that one time and I brought some snacks, and next time I never left, you know. and I think we built a good core. But, you know, again, I think the idea is not about, you know, we live in a day now where I feel like people just, you know, will throw a bottle from the top of the Brooklyn Bridge and, you know, it goes viral and they, you know, think they did something. And I don't mean no disrespect by that, but what I mean is, like, you know, I'm so, like, kind of like want to pass wisdom on to people. Like, you know what I mean? I see a young dude, you know, kind of trying to come up, man. You know, I want to, like, try to help him. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that I'm, you know, like, I don't need help, you know, but I know how tough it was when I was at that level. And I think it's important to realize what you leave behind. You know what I mean? Like, I got put out over a year or two of episodes of Life Gems. You know, they're basically like bite-sized, like, mentorship episodes. I've had people all over. I've been with my son and be like, yo, like, you know, that shit really helped me through a dark time in my life. To me, that's better than, like, being popular for some bullshit. You know what I mean? And I'm just speaking real.
Stuff that fades.
Yeah, so, you know, stuff that really touched somebody. You know what I mean? Like, pause. You know?
Yeah, no. But I get exactly what you mean. So, I mean, I did not know that's how you guys were put together, because you guys, it seemed like such an odd couple. I'm like, you guys had to have been friends, because who would have had the vision, like, this would work? You know, I would never. So I'm thinking you guys came in as friends. Yeah, because it was so, like, opposite ends of the spectrum.
We had our ups and downs, and you know, like anybody, I think, like, that's one thing I will say: the Combat Jack Show will forever be brotherhood to me. You know, like I you know, it was a brotherhood. You know, and I think that even though it had this wacky crew of different personalities, but Dallas Penn, was a great, I feel like he doesn't really get enough credit for being such a great connector as well, without holding on to it, like looking for a coin in return.
Or
he's, and also too, at the end of the day, look at where we are in social media, and you look at somebody like Dallas Penn. I remember he was in the middle of the street when I first met him, like 2000, very early before even the tens. And he's in the middle of the street with the camera turned sideways, internets, and if I know people will probably look out there like, who the fuck is this guy's crazy, man? What the fuck? And now everybody's like, I'm over here at the bakery, you know what I mean? And so
now it's the norm.
I give him credit, and I want to say this though: if you get involved in a medium or bucket like podcasting, sometimes you could be early. You could be pushed out, Sometimes you'll get a chance to see it fully grow. So, I really enjoy not only just doing, in all the years I did podcasting, but I really enjoy producing and helping others and really opening up the space to be more than, where other people can eat. And it's important because I'm telling you, I'm sitting here telling you, I remember getting a $29 check for podcasting. I was like,
so now that you see the deals that Barstool or Spotify is giving out and stuff like that, do you think like, man, like I played a role in that?
No, I mean, of course, I think there's, but that's part of any game, right? And I think and there's a lot of respect. There are some instances, but there's a lot of mentions and respect, from all those guys about combat. For the most part, I would say there's always all love there. So that's special. Just that I shout even someone like Joe Budden. You'll see him keep talk about combat in a way that I believe that really that he means it.
With the reverence,
and I think that's special. It's special to let even just let his audience know that this is somebody that inspired it and inspired him. But I that's to me, that's people walk so you could run, right? And I think just being able to give people a chance to be creative and make money. And I'm not saying giving them a chance. I'm just saying getting a chance where it's easier to access deals, easier for to work like that. That's special.
Did you see that in the vision? Did either one of you see that
early on? Well, I will say I remember asking Chris Morrow. Absolutely, I would say I remember asking Chris Morrow, like I don't know, maybe 2011 or 12 or 13. I think one of those. I remember asking him like, will we see like a Toyota in the podcast space? Will we see like a State Farm in the podcast space? And he was like, yeah, it probably will take a little like soul out of it though. And he was right.
I was about to say,
when corporate comes, things change up, and sometimes it's a little bit and that's why you got to give credit to people who are able to maintain themselves as a creative. And I say this all the time. Every creative, unless you got beef with someone did something wrong to you that you don't like, whatever, that's your business. But y'all should try to stick together, because learning the learning the techniques of being a freelancer, a creative, are important. I'll give you an example. Someone one day was telling me about Tesla Model X. Like, it's over like 5,500 pounds. You could write that off if you're like, I didn't know that. So I'm saying maybe somebody listening right now would know that, maybe if they want to buy that. But the point, learning even the little microphones. I remember sending people list of like what to get, right? You know what I mean? Like just because it's like very few people think like that, right? You know what I mean? Like, meaning like I would tell a young entrepreneur, young creative, a young podcaster, get your invoicing system correct, right? So you could invoice people correctly, so you could get your money correctly, like, and if you treat it like a business. But anyway, I don't want to go on a full tangent, but what I'm saying is, when I was coming up, and I say this all the time, a lot of my OGs, they want to go get coffee like 40 times. Like, how many times more, like, before you open the door, I got to get fucking coffee. And I try to be way less than that. I mean, you should, look, some people, unfortunately, don't deserve help. Like, because it's like, maybe they just don't come off right, or they don't handle it right. Or imagine we live in a world where people want your help, and then you're calling them, asking them if, like they don't even get back to you.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, there's a whole way of doing it. But what I'm saying is, learning techniques as a creative and learning how to be a better creative will only help you with your business. Taking it serious, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people like you could be a one-man person versus an agency. But what I'm saying is, why not have your stuff correct, just like that agency has?
Model it as such.
Yeah, and then we are in a world of like freelancers that, keep in mind, whoever, like, I love being able to be a freelancer, a creative, and what I mean is anybody who has a business of sorts, especially small business. But whoever made, and I can understand maybe net 14 or whatever, whoever made net 30, whoever made net 60, whoever made net 90, I like to smack in the fucking face. And I'm not even a violent person until I have to be. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, kind of, the reason why I say that for is because I'm doing something now that you're going to pay me 90 days from now. And if you don't got your invoicing system correctly, or if not, you're going to be chasing this.
Yeah, forever.
You know what I mean? And, I remember the first time, like, we got money from BET. It wasn't a lot of money, and to even just get put in the Viacom system. I mean, God, I would have rather do a week in jail of how much fucking torture it was. It's like, and it was like little money. And if you're a fucking person that depends on that, I mean, you're fucking rocked. Yeah. That's why I'm talking about this for creatives. Like, figure out, get books, listen to people, learn from people. It's like more, and also too, like, I feel like we have a community sometimes of people where they're like, yo, what's his name doing? He's like, I don't know, I haven't spoke to him in like 6 months. Fuck him. Like, yo, people are running around unless they did something to you crazy. Why burn a bridge?
Yeah, no,
right. Why make it funny?
Very
right. Especially
very
you
often.
never know where people are going. Right. It's like, even like, I meet people a lot, and they're like, some they may know me from this or that, and they're like, oh, I didn't know you could do corporate deals. Like, you gotta know to know people. I didn't know that you didn't get back to people.
So I didn't.
But anyway, that's my rant about creative. Creative, continue to believe in yourself. Continue to find ways to make it work, and don't be afraid to get a day job, even if you're early on. That'll fuel your dream job.
That's a fact. Yeah. So let me ask you something, P. I think, listening to the show, I think people have known your story. You did a stretch.
Yeah.
So
nothing crazy, but an hour away is a bad thing. Yeah.
I got you.
I mean, almost 3 years. That's
Yeah.
I only say that because people, when you're in there, I was taught. I got thrown out. I was supposed to be in shock, so I got thrown out, and I got into a higher prison. So I'm in there, like, and I'm a kid that knows how to move. But at the same time, I'm talking to people. I'm like, yo, I'm in here like he's like, oh, like 3 years. Like, 3 years. Got like 28. Fuck out of here. So I was like, oh, okay. Now I start felt bad. So I had to realize real quick, like, I wasn't talking about my time. And so I make sure I say this because if this ever travels, I want people to understand. A second in jail is too much. A minute, how people are like, yo, I only did like 3 years. Are you fucking kidding me? 3 years of your life,
a baby bit.
It's a sad thing, and it's something. But when you choose a life that brings you that, you got to be prepared for what comes with it. And I think that was something that I wanted to stay true to, and get home and really, when I think back, like, to where I was, to where I am, and it's been a fucking ride.
So that's what I want.
It's been a journey.
Did you ever see, like, did you think back then you had skills on the mic, or you can control a show, or even corporate deals or anything like that?
I always knew I knew how to put people together. I always knew that it's funny, people have asked me that, like, my neighborhood was Instagram. You know, like I spoke to you know what I mean? Like, and then I knew a lot of different people. I remember driving, like I would honk my horn all day. PD, Pete, what's up? Yo, so I see you guys later. You know, like here, like all over, like. And you had different neighborhoods and different styles, like anybody has had in their areas of how they grew up. You know, but what I'm saying is I feel like I was already ready for what it was coming. I never knew that it was there. But also, too, you know, truth be told, you know, it's like kind of like I'm not a selfish person. So it was very hard. It's very hard kind of putting yourself out there and dealing with such critique, you know. You know, and I grew up in an era, too, where like my parents, like it's like, I wish, I mean, they're sweet people, but I wish they would have had a little bit more confidence with what they didn't understand. Like, just tell a motherfucker, like, good luck then. You know what I mean? like you know, because you'd be surprised how much believing in somebody does, man.
Means,
Like, yo, I could even, I mean, I'm not gonna now, but I could tear up just thinking about how important it is. I've spoken to kids around the world and tell me about, like, yo, my father is, you know, believe what I'm doing, you know, I don't know if I'm, man, you're doing great, man. You know, it's all right. You know,
your parents get in there?
Still, sometimes they do. Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, to be honest with you, think about having a stretch and being away. You know, there's so many things I've been able to do that I appreciate, and I wanted to send the word. You know, I've been back to prison to talk to people, to tell them, like, yo, you don't have to be here. And in this day and age, and what I mean by that is there's so much opportunity. I don't want to see kids get in trouble anymore. You know, I was coming up, it was like I had a paper route. I would bag groceries as a teenager. But if you really wanted to, you know, you had to work. But if you really, really wanted, the only other way was to kind of hustle. And, you know, unfortunately, I got really glued into that materialistic, you know, 80s, 90s time, you know, where, and I made choices that, you know, hustling, that brought me there.
What was something that you coveted back then that you had to have that made you?
Oh, like, you know what I mean? Like Lexus GS 300. I mean, you know, even before Hove.
Yeah, the Lex Bubble.
You know, like the Lex Bubble, like or just like, you know, like for a while, I always wanted to buy my own Cuban link chain, or you know, Rolex, or you know, things that, like, you know, things I got and things I you know, I didn't care for anymore. You know, like now I said, you know, and I don't want to try to ruin that. You know, because you chase whatever you believe in. If it's positive and it's something that's an investment, do it. But I don't even wear like I don't wear watches anymore. I don't wear chains. Not saying I won't, but like I don't find value in that anymore. You know what I mean? Like my kid goes to piano. Like I'll put all that money towards that. Like, you know, you want to play a piano. Like for me, like showing you I'm doing it. Like even Instagram, I'm having like, or social media, I'm having a hard time. Like you know, like you show people like, yo, I see you doing it. What the fuck they know? You know what I mean? Like, you know, and you know, I could post more and show you, you know, but I'm just, you know, it's like, you know, I don't know, you know, and but you know, I just think like it's, I get it, you know, I grew up in that, and I don't want to sound like a reform motherfucker, but I think that it's important to invest in things. Like for instance, that Rolex, like, you know, I bought it, like, and then I actually needed to get rid of it, and I didn't lose any money on it. You know what I mean? So, you know, at that time, this is many years ago. But what I'm saying is sometimes you work hard and fight hard to get somewhere, and then you realize that it wasn't really what you expected it to be. That the moments along the way were everything, and you know, that's why I tell people celebrate small wins. I'm not ever saying stopping. You know what I mean? But like celebrate a small win so you know where you're going, because, you know, and I mean this, tomorrow's not promised. You know what I mean?
So what's gratifying to you at this point?
I mean, just like being able to do the things, you know, that I like and I love, you know, and being able to pick and choose between that. I think that's an important thing, right? Being able to do, I tell my nephew and my niece, like, yo, do whatever you got to do now so you could do what you want to do, not what you have to do. You know, I think like when I went back to saying illegal, kids growing up today have so many opportunities to sell vintage clothing, to go to Walmart and push it on Amazon, you know, to get multiple hustles going, and really create something for them that they could sit back on. I know you know, we want to show the world what we're doing, but I'm here to say, like, show yourself, show your family. You know, like one of my highlights, you know, a couple of years ago was, you know, I just got finished doing like a big deal. I was helping throw in the Sopranos convention that was humongous, and it was just really a lot of accolades. And I felt like my brain was gonna like have a heart attack. Meaning, like, I was like, yo, I gotta recharge. So I went down to Florida, and then I brought my kids down with me, and I spent a couple of days by myself and a couple of days with my kids. And the point I'm making is that's gratifying to me, to be able to take a moment to really see what's important and then go back out there.
Recharge.
Right, you know what I mean? And most of the times we live in a world, like, I want to say this, like, I grew up with guys, they didn't take a day off for like 3-4 years. I remember going in asking, like, hey, can I get, what's his name hasn't took a day off in 3 years? That ain't me. But people set standards. You know what I'm saying? And I guess what I'm trying to say is you can't forget about you. You know, not that I'm saying we're here only speaking about creators, but you cannot forget about yourself. You know, and it's just so you could be the best version of you.
Okay. I'm gonna bring it back to the Combat Jack show, man. I think you guys laid out the format that is used, quite honestly, a lot today. Like you said earlier, you kind of alluded to it when you said, like, yo, you know, when people go on press runs, it's usually like, buy this album, this video was made by this and this. You guys were the first people to actually get that human element, which I think that's what separates podcasts from radio, which radio uses now. I think radio uses that format now.
Radio has, I mean, look, long form content, you know, it has been a tough thing for people to understand. And what I mean by that is I think that, like, people feel like they don't have the attention span. Excuse me. Over here I got the hiccups. But you know, I feel like what Combat Jack Show did so perfectly was really, you know, go through the intricacies of people's lives. And like I said, really humanize them. And I think the studies that Combat did really not only inspired, you know, I think other podcasters, but inspired us individually, you know, and really helped, you know, us become, you know, I remember when I told one of my neighborhood friends, kids growing up, you know, that I was doing radio. He's like, what the you didn't even go to school for it. What are you doing? And I'm like, yeah, but, you know, I think it's going good. And, you know, and then, you know, I'll meet somebody and I'll be like, yo, your voice is amazing. And I'm like, so what I'm trying to say is too many times we're focusing on what people are saying that is not right. You focus on what's right. You put that type of energy in your life and you go with it. Because let me tell you, I told you earlier, but those same kids will come around later like, oh, I always knew you were going to make it. And then you're like, make it where? Like, again, it goes back to what I'm saying. What do they see? People see you take a picture with a celebrity, they think you made it. You know, but what I'm saying is I think it's really like about building with each other, right? And being a value, you know, so.
So I think we think.
But I don't know how we got back to this. Cause I know you asked me something about combat.
It was pretty much. Yeah, it's pretty much like the lessons learned from it. So getting to like towards that, as far as like people like saying those type of things, it's like, okay, you might have made it and stuff like that. For you, with long form content in general, how did you know? Did you guys know it could have been a thing like that? Because, like, I mean, I do it because I love what I do.
Sure,
I love the stories. I love, you know, the art of. I love the art of all of that. It's not necessarily, I'm sure, is going to connect with the people I grew up with. You know, the people I grew up with connect with like shorts or reels or TikToks. You know, quick form, you understand what I'm saying? But I do put these things out there because I personally love these stories and I personally want to get these stories out there.
Sure.
But as far as you, did you think it could be a thing, or was it just a labor of love?
No, absolutely. I definitely thought it could be a thing because here's the thing. I think when you are a person that wants to evoke things out of people, that takes long form. And I think the whole idea of the mics are, the cameras are rolling, the mics are hot and running. You know, I mean, I remember the Chuck D episode was almost 4 hours. He had a man with him that came. He was already snoring and sleeping on the floor, you know, in the corner. and Combat wanted to keep on going. And I just think that when you connect with somebody, you know, and you really take the time to get to know them. And I think, again, that's what I feel like Combat did well, and I feel like even, you know, everybody a part of the team, and even for me, like I wanted to know like what your mother did, like, and how that inspired you, you know. I think about like, you know, what your father did, and just to understand, you know, like, and just to talk and really talk about things that are meaningful. You know, a lot of times I would talk with things with people, I would throw their mind back, like, you know, meaning like, damn, you got me thinking of like, when and just to remember the times, like, meaning like, you know how many times even me myself I've asked a question of like, do your parents believe in you? Like when was the first time that your parents really believed in what you were doing? Well, the reason why I asked that question is because I never got my own parents to believe in me, and I wanted to know.
Too, and
that has been one of the greatest forms of hearing. Like people say, like, man. You know, and hearing like people say like, I bought this thing, I bought her 2 houses, she didn't understand what I meant or whatever. But like, you know, or even getting a chance to see that. Like imagine being able to buy your mother a home, right? And it's a wish for all of us. And I think like there's a real purity in long form content, and I think I definitely, you know, in Combat and everybody else, I feel like we did see it in radio. I will say this: there's a lot of podcasts before. Shouts to Juan App, you know, but they were, to me, and I love Rosenberg and Cypher, but I think that, you know, they were on a radio station, you know, and it's like it was easier to get guests and get people to come and kind of really.
Because at that point, people didn't understand what podcast
you know, I remember I tell this all the time. I remember even hitting Ice, and you know, Ice-T was like, I don't even know what a podcast is, but I'll come fuck with y'all, you know, and he came and wanted doing a legendary episode, like 3 hours, you know, and again, it was one of those things where I feel like the long form content, just to talk about it, you know, like it's like one of those things. You get someone on a couch, man. Next thing you know, they start just talking about everything, and you're like, yo, where the hell did this come from? You know, and I think, and one thing I will say is that we pride on legacy is never trying to hurt anybody. You know, like meaning somebody, you know, you get podcasts, you know, people get on the podcast, they start saying some stuff, you know. Sometimes we may have to get rid of that. A lot of people want to keep it, you know. I feel like why create things that may not make sense, especially if the person understood it or maybe said it. And I think that's where you started to get these amazing interviews with people, when you started to have these long form couch. You know, keep in mind,
safe spaces.
Podcast started, say, with just like a mic. Yo, what's up? It's Pete. Yo, what's up? You know, it's Steve. Yo, what's up? It's Joe. You know, and it's like kind of like now, you know, you get a couch, you get a background, or you get like a kind of like a little setup of a show. Yeah. So the point I'm trying to make is like, not only can you further it along, and you could do that, but I think like it gives people a chance to understand like they come and they sit and they're talking. So it gives more than a 15-minute, you know, we got to get out of here, get this album sale up. And people really have invested into people more and more, and not just celebrities, YouTubers. And you know, even my son, he's telling me like, oh, you know this YouTuber? Like, I'm like, no, I don't even know what you talk about. But, you know, there's a lot of people that we don't know of, just like a lot of people don't know of us. But what I'm saying is the internet will be a tool to get people there, you know?
What's your thoughts on streaming?
As far as like for the artist?
Yeah, I mean, no, not for the artist. I'm not talking about like, okay, I'm talking about like streaming content, like Twitch, like a Kai Cenat or a Phantom.
I love it. I wish, you know, for me personally, I wish I would have done it earlier. You know, a lot of times I think that, and I want to say this, and I want to give credit to anybody who commits to doing something. You know, I look back at even the Combat Jack show, man, all those years, you know, I had, you know, and for me personally, I'm going to speak on me personally, you know, it's like I had people pass away, you know, I had things go on, and I never fucking missed an episode. And we powered through and trucked through, and I remember being sick. I had like 103-degree fever. I was seeing double, and make sure we go. And at the end of the day too, you know, keep in mind, you know, as a creative, you know, like it's hip hop. What does that mean? I don't know. I'm sick for 2 weeks. Next
thug it.
thing I know, you in my seat.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm staying dedicated to the craft. I'm staying dedicated to the show. And I think one of the reasons why you'll see even Joe Budden or a lot of other shows is when you have people who believe in what you're doing. Like for me, like even though I'm Premium Pete and whatever that means to me and to the world, but I was repping the Combat Jack show. So what I'm saying is like when you get that out of your head and you get bigger, like meaning like yo, like say if Joe like he's got crew of people believing in the Joe Budden, and what I'm saying is that means a lot. It means a lot when people are willing to use their resources and make it be bigger than them and not be selfish because they understand, like at the end of the day, it's about the Combat Jack show. And I think that is something that is really, really special to me, and you know that I think that was done. When you think about streamers and you think about people doing things today, it's a beautiful thing, to be able to make money, to be able to create things and hire people and hire your friends, But I don't want to lose a chain of thought. I was saying something else. I forgot.
No, we were talking about the streaming. How do you feel about streaming?
Yeah, there was a point I was going to make. Fuck, man. It's all good.
Nah, that's a fact.
But no, I mean, I love the fact, like, streaming. But there was a point I was going to make to you. Damn. It's all good.
No problem. Yeah, okay. So I want to ask, where's the sauce?
Oh, yeah, I should have brought the sauce. But no, I've been, oh my God. Damn, man. I wanted to remember that fucking chain of thought, man. I fucking forgot.
Get it. Okay. Well,
it's all good. We're good. Yeah. But, I remember, but again, yeah.
No, it's the sauce.
Yeah, no, it's sauce. To first of all, to grow up in a family, that sauce was so prevalent. On Sundays, on the weekdays. I grew up in a family where it's like we had so much comfort food. And to be able to bottle something up that was a heritage in your family is a truly is a special thing. And I try to push other people to understand that. Like, if you got a grandmother who made great, Cajun sauce, barbecue sauce, or a thing that there is an ability to put it out there. And so, the fact that I grew up, my grandmother, all these years, and I wanted to do a restaurant with them, and I never had the time, and I was always on the road and the move. But to be able to bottle that up and sell it all over the world, and people buy it. I mean, I said this before, but I had people buy it from like Tokyo and London and Switzerland and Latvia and fucking places I didn't even know how to fucking pronounce. And the thing was only, I don't know, it's like say $18. Shipping was like $80 out there. So 80 on that, it's like you're just doing that just to like support.
Yeah.
And man, it's like kind of like it's hard not to remain humble. At the end of the day, whether people know who I am or what I've done or what I put to the world, that's not my concern. But the people who do get it, and spread the love, it always makes me want to do more and give more, and be more. It's like I made a. I try to be like an example. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that you could, because I know how tough it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let people know they can cop out though.
Pete'sPremiumPastaSauce.com. You could go check it out. Look, it's a 100-year-old family marinara sauce. Marinara is a very simple beginning to add to anything: chicken cutlets, lasagna, pizza, meatballs, spaghetti, pasta, whatever kind of macaroni you do. I'm working on some other SKUs. So we shipped it all over. It's online. Had it in a couple different stores. We're working on more stores. But for me, I want to work on more SKUs. So, go to the whole vodka, go to the whole garlic and oil, all different things that I like. But, it is a process when you start doing that.
Your family cool with you giving out the secrets?
Well, I mean, listen, it's like everybody has an ingredients that they always scale. Even when you go to the, to get it mass produced, keep in mind, you got to get it to the best, possibility of the way you taste it as a factory makes it, But I will say this, and not only for promo for me, I started a lot of different brands throughout my life and different things and work with different brands and different people. But when you get a chance to build a small business around your family and show them straight out the mud, You know, that's a real special thing. I advise anyone to do it, even if it's a fucking t-shirt brand. Because it's like, you know, I remember when we just dropped it, man, you know, and I put my family together. You know, I have pots, 100 years old, my family has. My mother had 4 pots making sauce. Right, there was a nut on the other stove. They were canning because, you know, you boil the water and you can these tops, because then until you ever open it's like, you know what I mean? So that's good, you know. So if you can that, you know, you'll get 2 years out of it, a year out of it. You know, it's a heat canning. So what I'm saying is, then I have my daughter doing the label. You know, then I had my sister putting the bubble wrap. You know, and just packing it up and putting the labels, and there's so many. The point I'm making is as a business, yeah, that's cool. As a startup, that's amazing. But as a lesson to my family, to my kids, to show them that you could get it out the mud, that you could make something, you know, and you know, it's special, you know, yeah.
That's dope, man. Yeah, Pete, this was truly special.
It's a blessing, man. You got anything to ask, you let me know. You know, I got a couple more minutes for you.
Man, listen, I'll be all right. No,
I'm just heading home after this.
Yeah, I got you. I can run. All right, man. So definitely,
you're gonna cut some of this up or no?
No, this is goes out long form. I mean, obviously we're gonna put out like the shorts. And
I got like 10 more minutes.
I got you. Your show, what happened?
So Premium Pete Show is something I did for years, man, and I'm still, you know, it's funny because it's like for a while, like, you know, it's a great question actually. So during the COVID, you know, I'm not a guy that likes to do online interviews.
The Skypes.
And it really, cause you know, I'm asking somebody something, they call, what'd you say? And I'm like, oh man, you know, like, cause usually I'm the type of person, I'm in front of you, you're gonna feel it, you know? And like, meaning my conversation, my thoughts, and you know, and then unfortunately, you know, my mother and father, you know, both started to get sick. You know, you know, my mother's gonna be 79, my father's gonna be 80. You know, both of them are ill and getting older, and I wanted, you know, I really wanted to take you know, and I had to take some time to really, you know, make sure they're okay, you know, and focus on them to you know, really, you know, enjoy, if I want to put it in a sports way, this fourth quarter. And, you know, so you know, throughout that, I said, I'm going to do an audio show. I did Life Gems. And Life Gems to me I was at a moment where I just felt like I wanted to pass some wisdom along. I'm not saying I'm a preacher or anything. And, you know, some episodes were about, you know, evolving or stop overthinking, or tools for creatives. And it really, you know, sat with people. So now I say in 2024, I'll come back and I'll do Premium Pete Show, and I'll do Life Gems as well. Or I might mix them together. But I always enjoyed sitting with people. But during that time, I said to myself, you know, I got myself a sauce business. I got myself this. And to be honest with you, I did so many years with Combat and myself. You know, my son was getting older. I had went through a separation. I said, let me tell you something. This is a time where I think I told you earlier, every creative, say if their name is whatever, Joe Schmo, sometimes they don't want to be Joe Schmo. And when you go through all these things, I lost my grandmother. When you lose a matriarch or a patriarch of a family, it really changes the dynamic. And my whole life has been built on family. You know, I went away. I had a visit every week from my family. It kept me going, kept me to fire, it kept me to energy. So as much as I say they didn't get what I was doing later on, but they always showed up. And that meant a lot. And I think, you know, to answer your question, it's like kind of like, I'm still, you know, I did a lot of things with Kith. I don't know if you're familiar. Well, not only with Kith, but meaning I did a couple of, like, you know, we did some podcasts with some of the behind the scenes stuff. But then they did the Samba and the Clarks and Adidas. We did another one. So I still, you know, like, enjoy doing all that. Yeah, you know, I don't want to. I've always have interviewed, whether it be a Sopranos guy or a Pistol Pete or a legend like Curtis Blow. I've always opened up the kind of diversification. But yeah, I would say I could not do the online interviews.
Yeah, no, Skype threw me too. I'm not gonna lie around that time.
And I feel like the brand is the brand. Like, meaning Premium Pete is a sauce brand. Premium Pete is a podcast. Premium Pete is a good dude. Premium Pete is, I think, and when you build that, you build a brand. And it's not about only me. I mean, anybody I'm talking about. Like, they build a brand, we attach merch to it. Yeah. You build a brand, and it's kind of been a journey. Put out a book. But then again, I say to myself, if you put out a book, why don't you put out a product? Because the book ain't that much money. Like, there's a lot of things. Like, I feel like some people, like, I was so true to the game. Like, I didn't want to even resell sneakers. But why not let it pay you back? Why not let the game pay you? Especially if you gave to the game.
If you gave to the
But
culture.
yeah, I've never stopped podcasts. I'm also produce a lot because, keep in mind, being early on, learning a lot of treatments of how things. So I enjoy always lending a network some of my talents,
some of your expertise. What are you listening to? What's some podcasts you listen to?
Man, there's a lot of podcasts that I still love listening to. It's like in all different ways. There's a lot of sports podcasts. There's a lot of for me, it's like I really enjoy like listening to like even like just new podcasts that I find. I'll just go down a hole. And find people and try to support them, meaning by even reaching out, offering advice. But yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of different podcasts. I would say. I like. There's a lot of self-help podcasts. I like a lot of sports podcasts. But I still listen.
All right.
I'm always keeping my ear open.
Any advice for podcasters starting out or trying to get to another level or anything like that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I would say to always just keep your network open, right? And like I said, work on your invoicing, work on your networking. And, for podcasters, people focus on numbers so quick. People focus on other shows. You got to work on building what you're doing up. I've seen so many people throughout time say, like, yeah, but this one's doing this. You started 2 weeks ago. Why are you comparing yourself to a show that's been out 5 years? And also, too, I know ads. A lot of people try to get ads and this and that. But if you don't have the numbers for ads, work with, like in my opinion, work with a sponsor. Like work with a local shop. Work with somebody willing to put up some money. I think about like even I give credit to like certain brands, even like Taxstone. You think about it. Like in the beginning, it was hard to figure out what ads he was going to get. I remember Ewing Athletics stepped up and put in some money there, and it wasn't like crazy amount of money, but they believed in doing that, and I feel like that's still available. Like say if you're a podcast right now in Miami that interviews pizza, why are you not at a pizza shop doing a live podcast and getting them to like fucking pay you for it, or even just going there and building with them, right? Like a lot of I want to say this to podcasts. I remember coming up getting like CD boxes and gear and stuff before even influencers were around. I remember my mother used to be like, what do you got? And I'm like, I don't know. I sent her another pair of sneakers. It's Nike. What size? Mom, my size. And she's like, and then she used to be like, why don't they send you money? And I'm like, yeah. But the fact is, no, it's true. But sometimes, and I think, and I want the newer generation, because I'm never a person to knock a generation. I want to get along. I want to help. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, some people, it's like kind of like either can I grab the money now or no?
No. Yeah.
The point I'm making is you get the product, you build with a brand, and you work on doing more. Yeah. If you don't forget that idea, I think that'll help people more, because everybody wants immediately to take. And at the end of the day, don't be afraid to like I said, work on getting different people to do different things along the podcast. Meaning what I mean by that is like, if you want to work with somebody, have them on the show, kind of let them know and show them what you're doing. This is nothing but just one big networking type of platform. You know what I mean? Of people getting to know each other. Now, what I'm trying to say is now I see you out in the street. You know me. Yeah. Now, I'm not trying to, but what I mean by that is it's easier to navigate that way.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
And I think that I would tell podcasters to be more open, to be more smarter with their business, like I spoke earlier, so you can make money, so you can survive in it, and also too, stop chasing the same motherfucking coin and the same thing. Be unique. Add a different thing to it so you can make money. Be creative. And I'm not here to explain, like, meaning it's hard for me to tell you the way because each person is a different person. But I'm telling you, very few people come underneath with stuff. Be unique, be creative. You know, so many people are afraid to get the sauce. Most people can't make it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know,
art over clout, as we say.
And I would say this straight up. You know, it was good. You know, conversating with you. You know, I appreciate, like I said, your love for the Combat Jack show and for things that really kind of, you know, open up doors for other people. But I will say this: the biggest thing I would tell anybody, you know, is to never ever stop believing in them. You know, too many people, you know, they stop believing in themselves, and I think, like, you know, it takes them in tough places. Never. I don't give a fuck what you go through. You never stop believing in you. And I promise you, you'll fucking convince yourself.
This makes sense. Yeah. Oh, Pete, this is fly, man.
I did one right before the year started, on the 31st.
Okay. Rolling. What? Used to like Limp Bizkit. Used to like white people.
Me too. Nigga, I was listening to Celine Dion the whole way here, singing my motherfucking heart out.
Rolling, you was referencing when niggas said Limp Bizkit.
Fred Durst, nigga. Fred Durst.
Forgot about that. Nah, I gotta come up with a wicked, like, pop rock.
Yeah, give me a TRL.
Yo,
vibe.
Bro,
mix,
I have a playlist on Apple Music.
Send
What's
that.
it called? What's it?
Send
Feel
that.
Good
At the
Music?
disco?
Boy, Panic at the Disco,
Send
My
that.
Chemical Romance, Avril Lavigne. Who else is on
Linkin
there?
Park.
Facts. Blink 182, nigga. Come on.
Yo, son.
Nah, I'ma
You
send
know
that.
what song I realized everybody knows that I didn't think everybody know, but every culture, Backstreet Boys, I Want It That Way.
Nigga, yeah.
Every culture knows every word
Classic.
to that.
Sure.
Jamaican version.
I'm about to say niggas in Jamaica singing their heart out.
Yeah, right away.
Yo, son, I seen somebody, you know, they have the singers on 42nd Street and shit in the subway, and I seen the most hoodest of hood niggas next to the most whitest of white people
Singing that shit.
Singing their heart out. Because that's a tune.
You are.
It's a tune.
That was my shit, though.
I just said I was listening to Celine Dion the whole way here, son. I was like, damn, this lady got two. That's the first song I listened to. And then the Power of Love. Nigga, I was on the R train singing, okay? Cause I'm your lady. I was like, nigga, whoever my husband is, you gonna be tired of me. One thing I realized about myself, I hate noise unless I'm the one who's making it.
Wow. Yo, I'm kind of like that too. People be surprised because I'm a DJ. They would want to play music and shit. I'm like, I don't want to even hear that right now. Like,
yo, I hate noise unless I'm making the noise. And if I'm making the noise, it's mad noise.
I had to tell
but that's okay.
I had to tell the the Uber driver today, like, yo, please relax.
I don't want to talk.
He was speaking he was speaking another language on the phone, and it just was smoking me, son.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you tight.
Hold you, son.
Like, come on, enough. Hang up.
Yes.
Hang up. Call that nigga back.
Yeah, I had to say, I was just like, yo, please, bro.
Please,
you
I
don't
beg.
mind? Just, you know, wait
Close
till
your
we get
lips.
out. Yeah, just wait till we get off. Then you could call him back, bro. You understand what I'm saying? I don't even try to be rude, son. But nobody want to hear that holla holla. Well,
yo, you don't get us canceled, B.
Nah.
I didn't say what culture that was.
Later.
The fact that you know.
Don't mix me.
That shows y'all think.
Because I definitely have to take those
It's
same
not
thoughts,
y'all.
but you
I
said
said
it.
zero things.
The fact that y'all know, I didn't say who. I didn't say what kind of person. I didn't say what culture or
Don't
nothing.
mix
the
me.
fact that I said that holla holla and y'all knew exactly.
Nigga, I used to drive Uber. I was the only black nigga in the TLC school. Well, second, but
was
for
a
the
lot of
most
them
part,
holla hollas.
when you say Uber drivers, we know who the fuck you talking about.
And a holla.
Anyway.
They be having some interesting stories, though. I'm not gonna hold you.
They do, and they be making a lot of bread being drivers,
Grand
bro. I
Theft,
live
yeah.
around them. Them niggas
I
got
play Grand
houses,
Theft Auto 4.
2 Camrys with the TLC plate
Nico
outside.
Come on, son.
I be like, yo,
I live
y'all
that
niggas
life.
is
I live
really
that life for a
eating,
year,
bro.
Or they do thing. What you call it? My neighbor before I moved out of 1027, that nigga was caking, bro. That nigga had a couple of like stores and shit like that. And then when I fucking moved from like 1027, I moved to Crown Heights. Guess whose store it was at the end of the block?
That nigga.
It was his.
That nigga.
I'm like, so I waited there. I seen his son. I'm like,
What you doing
bro,
here?
your dad got you jobs. He was like, oh no, he owns this too. I'm like, shit.
Boy,
My nigga hired me.
Yeah, how many
I
fucking
was
stores
work
y'all
on the
got?
weekend. Shit.
I am not trying to deliver no bacon, egg, and cheese on the weekend. Boy, if I-
Deliver.
see, and this is our problem. That's why we don't own shit, because we don't want to do none of the work that these other motherfuckers is willing to do.
I am not.
Nigga, you don't want to make bacon, egg, and cheese
I
for
do
other
not
people.
want to
It's
deliver.
your, it's
They
your
ain't
store,
gonna put you
bro.
behind the grill. If they put me behind the grill, you know, a nigga might could fuck with it. You understand what I'm saying? But you
Nigga
know,
gonna season
delivering
the fuck
it-
out them eggs.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
She.
Put sazon on.
Yeah.
So, yo, why my
You
eggs
gotta
orange,
make it like
nigga?
still make it rain for the
Word.
homies.
You want some sazon on that, my
Yeah,
boy?
that's a fact. Oh man, yo,
Some parsley fakes.
let me ask y'all something.
No.
How much, like, how much do you got? How open are you guys about how you feel about your spouse and when you're in a relationship? And I mean, like, things that you don't like. Like, are there things that you be like that you just be like, I accept them for who they are, or is everything like an issue that you be like, well, you know, you might could work on this or you might could work on that.
I feel like it depends. I feel like, oh, damn. Niggas is geriatric. My kneecaps.
Old nigga.
I feel like, I feel like I don't complain too much unless it's egregious, because I understand, like, I also don't want to be someone who complains about everything all the time. Or just sometimes it's like quick reminders like, please, I don't like that. Don't do that. And then that be it. It doesn't have to be a big discussion. I feel like sometimes when it's a big discussion, it's drawn out. It's kind of like, all right, bitch, like, come on. All right, cool. You don't like it? Whatever. And then niggas be annoyed. And they might do, but also understand, like, when you tell someone, hey, like, please don't do this, I don't like that, or whatever, it might not be immediate. And it's also like, if it's something that they've been doing and now they know you don't like it, sometimes they will forget, like, oh, shit, my bad. I feel like I don't want to go too hard about certain things if you don't get it right away the first time. Because I don't get shit right away the first time.
Speak for yourself. No.
Okay.
What about you? Like, are you nitpicky?
Some will say that, but I think
Some.
some will.
I've never
some will
dated you.
say.
That's why I'm like, are you
no,
like that
I'm
with
saying, but
your-
some will say that. But I would think they only saying that because no one has ever addressed them the way I have in regards to certain things. Like, address them in regards to, like, yo, this is something you need to fix, or this is.
Oh, just coming out and saying it, not mincing words. Is it? That's what you mean?
Yeah.
And then also I feel
I
like,
mean, it may come up in a situation and then we speak about it or whatever. It's like, oh, you know, in these moments when this happened, but I don't know, aggressive shit. It only turns up and get to that if the person don't.
Yeah,
wanna
if they don't
do that,
respond correctly
or don't
things
want to
like
hold
that.
themselves accountable for it.
Yeah, I can see that. But, Tina.
My fault.
I think I forgot.
I mean, like, do y'all want to know everything like that a person thinks about you, or are you happy living in blissful ignorance?
Not everything, but I do feel like if I'm doing something that really bothers you, please tell me.
Right.
So
Nah,
that
I wanna
You
know.
getting too much. Why you getting so big? You know, like, would you want to hear that?
the delivery matters.
The
delivery matters.
Word.
Delivery matters. And I feel like I'm very conscious about how I speak to people because I like to be spoken to a certain way. And that goes all the way back to when I was a kid. Because I was the baby of the family, I was probably the most outspoken. And so I would say things. Would I almost get my ass whooped? Yes. Almost, because I had older siblings that used to save my life often. So I feel like I used to always tell my mom, like, Ma, it's about how you're saying it to me. Like, if you want me to clean the bathroom, tell me to clean the bathroom because I live here and I have to. Or just because you said so versus, oh, you're a young lady. Why I gotta do it because I'm a girl? I should do it because I live here. And I remember my mother looked at me, when I say slow motion, and my sister was like, just get out. And she pushed me out the room. And my mother was like, what do you think this is? And then my sister, like, spoke to her or whatever. But, it's just old traditional Haitian ladies stuck in, like, gender roles. Oh, you shouldn't be sleeping in. You should be up by now. I'm like, girl, I'm home from school, from college. I'm going to get up at noon. I'm going to holler at you. But, yeah, delivery matters. And I feel like since I was younger, I've been, like, telling my mother, like, how you say things matters to me. Even, I mean, she doesn't always follow through. And sometimes she don't hear from me for a while. She'll call, blacken, blah, blah. I was like, what is all this for? She was like, oh, I haven't talked to you in so long. I miss you. I was like, nigga, lead with that. Just tell me you miss me. And I'm like, all right, Ma, what's up? How you doing? Because when you do all this yelling, hooting, and hollering, you think that makes me want to talk to you, it makes me not want to call even more. It makes me not want to answer the phone if I know what's waiting for me on the other side of it. So delivery definitely matters. So somebody be like, damn, bitch, you big as fuck. Like, what's going on? They'll be like, you don't.
Not somebody, the person, your significant other.
Yeah, delivery still matters because I feel like even from you, from like my significant other, like, because it's coming from you, it matters so much more versus like just a home girl.
Put my tongue in your ass.
Okay, not my ass.
Well, not you personally.
No, I know, but like still. But yeah, nobody wants to hear undesirable things about them from their person.
I need. What about you? Is it like? Do you have a thing like that? If it's not a deal breaker, I don't want to hear it. Some people are like that. Like if it's not a deal breaker, then keep that shit to yourself. You just complaining. Or do you want to know every aspect or complaint that?
Why is there no middle ground? Like, damn. I just feel like I don't want to know everything. It doesn't necessarily have to be a deal breaker, but if it's something that I'm doing that's consistent, you don't like, tell me so I can stop doing that. Because I don't want to be walking around purposefully doing shit that you don't like or that you are uncomfortable with or whatever. I'm not going to do that. But it's like, if it's something I'm doing, it's consistent, tell me.
It's something you can't control.
Like?
A health condition, nigga.
Something like that, right? Yeah,
like snoring.
That you understand? What
Sleep
I'm saying?
at your own house.
Yeah, or like
get some breathe right strips. Go to the doctor.
Like,
see an ENT.
What if your hairline starts receding or some shit like that?
I mean, that means you're a horrible person. God takes y'all hairlines first.
Damn, that's
good
crazy.
People. I'm telling y'all, that's why I be saying God just be taking y'all hairline.
I must be great. Look at that.
While we're a loving, omnipresent,
you know what? I'm gonna keep my hat off just
to remind
benevolent being.
I'm a great person.
Punish.
Yes, God is all those things, but he don't play with you either.
Why would he deal you those type of cards?
He still want to hold you to a certain standard. Feel me?
And that's the day that Will Gates became an atheist.
No, correction, a 5%. And I realized God is not a mystery.
Why would somebody of benevolence decide it's my hairline?
He said, matter of fact,
I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of cool though.
Let me hold that. Like, no, come on, God, just you doing too much. So go ahead, let me hold that for you. Let me pull your muffin cap back blue.
I get it though. We all call it different things, but we all talking about the same shit.
Cap back blue.
Exactly. You know, or get the hold the sunroof down in the back.
Listen, I'm all about truth, and I think ideally in a real official relationship, y'all are supposed to be able to discuss and be open about any and everything. You know what I'm saying? And if someone say some shit that is a little too open for you and you're not comfortable with it, then maybe you should consider dealing with somebody else and removing yourself from that situation. But should be able to express and whatever. But if your partner express something in a way that you don't like it, then you should be able to express that to them and then see if y'all find some middle ground. Like it really shouldn't be like y'all both gotta walk on eggshells and shit for each other, or like that's weird. It's like, oh, I can't say that to my partner because then
fun for real.
You gonna tell a stepper to walk on eggshells?
I
digress.
Your person allowed to tell you they attracted somebody else?
I mean, yeah, but it's just like
you can tell I'm not gonna be your person no more after that, possibly.
No, in a sense, like let's say
he said, "We'll be with that nigga then."
No, if that's how you feel.
Maybe it's different because I'm a girl. In the sense that if we could both be
blonde, you know, still saying
yeah, that we could both be outside. Like, damn, that's a bad bitch. You be like facts, or like you be like, damn, she like she does.
Word,
okay, and then that's it. Don't do anything about it. Like, don't be like, that's a bad bitch. Let me go. What are we doing?
How's
what are we doing here? It's too much.
How a nigga look like Morris Chestnut or something?
I think when your partner does shit like that to you, it's really a test. And it's not about them wanting to express these things to just be open with you. It's honestly to see if they could like overstep a boundary because my thing is don't do anything to me that you wouldn't want done to you. Now, if I tell you about all the bitches that I think is attractive, and how would you feel? Would you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
She's saying she would be, but other chicks may be like, I don't want to hear that shit. Why you telling me that? All right, so why you
don't
telling
tell me in great
about,
detail, but what I'm saying is, if we outside, I'm like, damn.
No, every chick is different. I'm just saying about, and you know what I mean, the chicks I've dealt with, or just, you know what I mean, someone who might not be as open as you, but it is some women out there that don't want to hear their nigga talk about other chicks or the other chicks they attractive to. So again, it's like, if that's some shit you don't want to hear from me, I don't want to hear it from you.
I guess you got to know your person.
That shit. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. All right, then. So how open about what you call it, like sex, do you want your partner to be?
What do you mean?
Like telling you they pass and this, that, and other type of shit?
That, and so it's a twofold question. With that, and also with what you call it, like rating you.
Ain't no rating me. Nigga, I'm top of the top, and let me believe that. I don't care. I don't hear shit.
That's ignorance is bliss.
I don't want to hear shit, nigga. I'm top,
so what the
I'm top 2, and I'm not 2. I'm not gonna. I feel like I hope he didn't lie, but I feel like I've asked. And I was like, I'm top of nigga said, do crackheads like crack? I said, all right, cool. We up there. It's lit. Listen, I ain't get a complaint yet in this life, so we gonna be all right. But your past, I don't really want to hear about that.
Sit there and be like, nah, that shit was trash, man. Like,
I mean, some niggas are wicked.
Some niggas
and
are,
like, listen, if we're being honest, nigga, shut up.
I can't imagine anybody doing that to you after smashing them cheeks.
Have you ever told a shorty with bad sex she had bad sex?
Son, a lot of niggas don't be telling the truth about certain shit because they know.
I asked you, have you ever told a shorty with bad sex she had bad sex?
Yeah, so I mentioned things like about older or something.
Okay, boom, that's where I was going to go with it first. I was like,
and she really felt the way, and I was like, I'm not.
I would tell a shorty her pussy's bad before I ever tell her she had an odor. But there's been plenty of odor that I just don't know how to deal with. I'm sorry.
Niggas do not be telling y'all everything they be thinking when we be going to, you know what I'm saying? We just be like, all right.
Whether it be back shot odor or whether like sometimes, why does it smell like a fish fry in here? Like things of that nature.
Grace, you don't have to be. See, me knowing what I know it's not necessarily always. It could be what they've been eating, laundry detergent. It could be different things that threw something off. That threw something off.
The nigga sounded like an OBGYN just now.
Sometimes it's the niggas that they hit. Sometimes nigga, it could be you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't taking care of your hygiene.
Off your pH balance.
And you throwing
Damn, I gotta stop fucking them ugly bitches.
What?
Bring it to you, and now it's
what?
I see some. They try. One doctor tried to say, "Oh, if that's happening with you, your man is cheating," but it's not always that. You can't necessarily say that's the case. A lot of that shit been going on before you even got in the picture, bro. So you know what I'm saying?
I remember I had
too many partners are going too much team.
I had this one person I really liked. She had like a medical condition, so she told me off rip what it was going to be. And I was like, this is what Rick James was talking about when he said that funk, that sweet, that nasty.
Okay.
We're going,
what?
Let's reel us back in. Should we going too far, Biggs?
You brought it up.
You brought it up.
I mean, and y'all
now you finally got to the niggas getting to the nitty gritty of it.
All right. So I dealt with this shorty, and she told me, she had a medical condition. So she warned me about it beforehand, and it wasn't like I was like I smelled louder. You get what I'm saying?
Yo, that took my breath away just now. Nigga said,
wow.
damn, that thing loud, boy.
I smelled louder. It wasn't the worst, but it was.
Yo.
It was twangy. It was a little twangy.
Some people like that.
Some people do.
Twangy.
I be seeing niggas on Twitter like, I love a bitch after an 8-hour shift. I'm like, hold on.
I've said shit
It's
like
a little.
that. I've said stuff like
It's the
that.
saison. You know. It's
Little
I
season.
say people like that is more
Lowry's.
traditional. These are people that's like
Lowry's, yeah.
that vibe off of
Lowry's.
pheromones, and you know what I'm saying. Humans that existed before deodorant and different scents, and you like people natural smell.
Underarms is a lot. I don't know. I'd rather.
Not saying you like the funkiest of the funky. I'm just saying some people that
I'd rather musty underarms. Musty underarms. That's a thing. I don't know. It just reminds me of the 46. You know, on a hot summer
bus?
day. Like, why you bring
The
this up to
bus?
my, you know,
The 46,
like, if I smell like bad
3
vagina,
train.
like at the very least, I can still feel like you've gifted this to me.
You think
know
the
what I'm saying?
46
Like, I have
smell
to-
worse than the 35?
Nigga say you gifted it to me. Oh shit! I still smell it. Oh,
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
You know, like Milan John still smell like it a little bit. You know,
That's-
like, when I throw it in there
Yo,
first. Yo, shout out to my mother. She used to do my laundry. Well, it's a lot going on.
Okay.
nigga, how we segue to
How we
that?
got here?
No, I just
got
thought
here?
about that because I do my laundry now.
Or
It's the ADD.
You know, it be given what it be given. You know, sometimes in
Laundry is my least
So what?
favorite
Hold on.
chore.
So what happened with you and this girl with
And
the
said-
medical condition?
I cuffed
What-
her.
Okay.
That was my
So you able to? So you was able to handle it?
Yeah, I was able to handle it as such.
you handle
But I mean, dude, I'm
I
trying to
break out
figure
that
out
song a
though
lot.
if she didn't know, would I tell her before I cuffed her? Well, how a nigga supposed to approach the fact like I was already on fish and spaghetti fucking with you? You get what I'm saying?
What, she think you're not?
She got it at that point. She told me, but I was trying to figure out. I was thinking
So
hypothetically.
in the event that she never said
She
anything,
didn't say
what does
anything.
he say
What
if
did
he
I
wanted
say?
to?
Oh.
You understand what I'm saying?
She probably told you because she probably tried to go about it the other way by not saying something, and maybe somebody told you like, you know what, I gotta just
No.
say this shit myself because it's gonna hurt my feelings. Let me just put it out there.
My feeling.
This ain't gonna happen again. You know.
Let me
Shout out
just
to
tell
her.
you.
I hope maybe
now.
she watched this episode. I wasn't trying to embarrass you. I enjoyed the twang. You understand? Once I got used to the twang, you know, it was twanging. Yeah, it was like
Twang.
exactly. You know, everybody likes sour cream on their tacos. So shout out to you.
Yo, you're wild, my boy.
Cool. I don't have
Nigga said
anything
sour
else, bro. Cool. All right. You're a sick man.
ADD
son.
podcast. This was a solid episode. Shout out to Premium P. Shout out to our producer T behind the camera as usual.
Behind
Man.
the scenes.
Yeah. Shout out to G. My son Mars Money. We record right here. The Great Mind Studios. Dumbo, man. Y'all should holler at them. This is a very
Dumbo.
dope space. Very accommodating. Yo, please like, comment, subscribe. We are on the journey to 1,000.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Yeah, so, you know, I'm thinking we're doing okay. You know what I'm saying? We have many clips in this one, I do believe. I'm trying to figure out if the sour cream is going to make it. Those used to be
It's
my
been a
favorite
minute.
chips.
Us
Sour cream and
us
onion?
three been here together too.
Yeah, but we have not gotten a full episode. I want to do that, and I want a full episode with ZD. He said he's going to pull. He just works on Thursdays, so it makes it tough for him. So
Jeez, man, big up ZD.
Yeah, shout out to ZD, man. We miss you. Yeah, man. AD podcast. This was a good episode, man. Take us home, Tina.
Schlater dickheads.
And we are out.